Hi.
So today we're going to be discussing something interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And she's the one that's going to be sharing with us today, mostly today. So you've been celibate for how long now?
For a year.
Okay, so we're talking about celibacy, and I really like her story, even though I don't know the full story. So we'll all know the full story together today. But we want to just to bring it more to the faces of people, how that it's possible to be celibate in this time and these days, even as a single person. So you are introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Tamuno Levy-Braide, and I am popularly known as the Black Writer. That's my Instagram lifestyle brand, my faith and lifestyle brand, and I am also a social media brand strategist. Yeah. So that's me basically.
Okay, so that's her. So decided to be celibate when? How many years? So how long have you been celibate now?
Okay, I've been celibate for a year now. But before then, I had little bits of celibacy, maybe 6 months, and of course something happened, I'll break it. But the longest stretch has been a year now, and don't worry, you get the gist.
What made you decide to? What prompted this decision?
Okay, I'm going to say it like this. I'll start with the reason why, and I'll also give background history just for context. So the major reason why I chose to celibate was because I wanted to improve my relationship with God. That's it, honestly. Yeah. Okay, let me go back to the beginning. So, growing up in a Christian home, young girl, everybody had that dream, get married, a virgin, blah blah blah.
Do people still have those dreams now?
Well, they still do.
Okay.
That was a dream, I think if you even check my journal from back then, it was my top 5 goals, like 5 years journey and everything. Be celibate, serve the Lord, do all this, do all that. Well, stuff happened. So I'm going to share the story, and I will try to drop lessons and at different stages of the stories.
Okay.
So I held on to the decision, primary school, secondary school, when I got to university, that's when everything got hard. In secondary school, it was kind of easy because, if you had a boyfriend, the highest thing you would do is probably go and see a movie.
Back then,
or he'll come to your house, sit down on the dining table with you and your mother on the end and stuff like that. So it was easy, I thought I could do this in secondary school. So I got into university, and I think the first thing that went wrong for me was I started to have a different standard of truth.
Okay.
So when I made the decision, then I was like, okay, I'm keeping my body for God and all that. And then I got into university, and I started hearing different things like, wait till you're 19. Wait until you're mature enough so that even if you get pregnant, it won't be like child pregnancy. I started hearing, wait until you find the right person, true love, because when it's true love, you will regret. People will say things to you like, your friend should be that person that when you think of the person in the future, you're not going to regret. People will say things like, wait until you're emotionally connected. So my standard of truth changed
to drop.
It was no longer keeping myself because of God, honoring God, and it was now a thing where I was waiting until I felt like I was mature. And of course, the universe sent me a boyfriend. He sent me a boyfriend that at that moment, he was everything. He was emotionally mature. He was the person that I figured out, okay, if I did this with this person, I won't regret in the future and all that. And then we started dating. And it was cool. I told him, okay, I want to be celibate. And he's like, fine, no problem. We dated from 17. I was 17, 18. And when I got to 19, that's when Oga said, tell him, how far now? You're 19 now. You're no longer a child. And then I'm like, okay, that's true though. I'm 19, so this can work. I
can own my decision.
I'm big enough. I started thinking about it. I really want this person, and then for some reason marriage started coming to my head. I'm like, this is the man I want to marry. So there's nothing wrong with making this decision, like we're doing it with him because we'll get married eventually and stuff like that. And then I was still holding on. And then, now the first one was my standard of truth, and the second one was the people I had around me.
Yeah.
So I didn't have people that I could talk to, and they would tell me, "Oh, don't do this." Everybody, it's cool.
Everybody
doing
was
it.
saying that.
You know, everybody in school, my friends, the hostel, everybody was having sex already, and I'm like the only one. So okay, we did it eventually, and it was just like okay, I've done it. It just happened and stuff, and it went on like that up until I finished university. And I noticed that because when I started school, I was big on church, fellowship and all that.
Yeah.
And then when all that happened, I started to drift away because there was this guilt in my heart, and that's one thing about sin. It just changes everything. It changes how you relate to God. You begin to think, oh, you're not worthy enough. Yeah. So I'll go to church, and then I'm like, what's the point of even being here when I'm lying? Like I know that I'm not this person, so there's no point. Let's just stop. No more church and all that. No more, because what's the point of going to church on Sunday and you get back home and you get doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing and stuff like that. So I just stopped going to church, and that was like a very wrong decision because I wasn't getting correction from anywhere anymore. So this is the thing, I was doing things on my own and all that. And then there were still times where I'll feel it's like we shouldn't be doing this and all that. But then when I talk to people, I get that confidence. Okay,
what do you mean
strong?
about doing?
Don't worry, you're strong. You can do this. People will be giving you tips on how to make it work and all that. And then at some point, I stopped. I stopped, and I even broke up. We broke up and all that, but then something was still missing, and that leads me to the third thing now. So I was trying to find myself in people. I was trying to find that complete me and all that, and it just felt like sex was that thing that would complete everything, and so it was a struggle. So even after the breakup and getting to the next relationship, I couldn't still stand with my decision because I didn't feel complete. So I wanted these guys in my life to complete me. So it was a major struggle for me and all that. And at the end of the day, at some point, I even just stopped. And the reason why I stopped was not even because of God. It was just because I was just tired. I was tired of the cycle and all that, because I noticed that in all the relationships, it was hard to, because I don't know if this happens to everybody, but for people, like if you're doing, as a Christian, when you start to have sex before marriage, it takes away that connection between you and the partner, because all you guys do is just that. You have an argument, you don't really get to solve the problem, you don't get to have discussion, you just have make up sex, and that's it. And I don't know if this is medically proven, but you just create some kind of emotions that makes you feel like, okay, love has come back again, and then you don't get to the roots of the problem. You don't change, you don't learn from arguments, you don't do from more. So it just moves on. Do you get? So the thing where when there's no sex, there's nothing like joining you guys together. You're just friends or stuff. So that was one thing for me. And then, I think what made me get to the final decision, and I think it was the first thing happened was I joined the church. I joined Petra. So I was serving then, and I was kind of, I would say celibate. I was just not sexually active because I just didn't want to have moments, because I didn't see the points. Because I'm tired of this and I'll just wait. So I was just being strong on my own, and then I joined the church, and I noticed that, because I noticed this like months after thinking about it. When I got stronger, at that point I had stopped focusing on I want to be celibate. So I was just living my life, going to church, studying the word, making new Christian friends, and then it hit me that I wasn't even thinking about that anymore, because
shifted your attention.
My circle had changed. The things I was no longer hearing things from the world, basically. I was hearing God's word all the time. I was, I was around people that everybody around me was celibate. Like I started making friends that. One of my friends at some point even told me that he had not done anything 8 years. I was like, 8 years? How is that possible? So I had friends around me, people that were just like me, and I'm okay, this can work. And I wasn't thinking about it anymore because I realized that the more you think about it,
the more you focus,
you're just being very sin conscious, and when you're sin conscious, you're still gonna be in that sin. So it was a thing where I didn't even know when I stopped thinking about it, when I stopped trying. All I know was that I was just, taking in the word all the time, and the word was coming alive in me, and things that would naturally, seem exciting to me, they were just not exciting anymore. Like my friends say, let's go clubbing. I'm like, I don't really feel like, because like it just doesn't gel my spirit anymore. Like, or I'm in a car and then they're playing some vulgar music, and it's not like I don't want to listen to it, but like my spirit just rejecting it, and that's tends to happen. And then when this happened, I still had a boyfriend at this point, and there were still like one or two slip-ups here and there. But then I think what changed everything, because we had this Eirene meet-up one time like that, and then there was a conversation going on, and I think you said it. You said that for a lot of people, the hammering on them like, oh, it's a sin and it's all that, like it won't help. You just need to find that one reason that is still attached to Jesus, not a worldly reason like, oh, I don't want to have pregnant, or I don't want to do it. So I found the reason. I realized that whenever I do this is one sin that breaks my relationship. This is one thing that whenever it happens, like I feel so disconnected, and I wanted, like the only thing I wanted at that point was a relationship with God. That was like the most important thing for me. So I made up my mind that this one thing that is spoiling and trying to disrupt the relationship, I'm going to stop it. And that was it for me. And then it was even after that decision that I started to read about, the reason why we shouldn't, because that
So you went to read about it?
Yes, I went on, and fine, my body is the temple of God, and I realized that this like the decision to not have sex alone, it wasn't even about just that. It was more of a thing where it showed my mindset, it showed where my heart was. Because the thing is, we all have like human desires, we all have fleshly desires, but then what do you do with fleshly desires? Do you focus on what Jesus wants? Do you focus on what we're supposed to be in Jesus, or do you feed the flesh? So for me now, it was now a thing of even learning discipline, learning all these things. So that was it for me. And then I started to, like I said earlier, so after I got to this point where I made a decision, the thing is, you can't do this on your own. So I made sure that I got friends, community. I got people that had the same values. So it was a thing where we had the same values and we're very open with each other. So sometimes I will feel like, and I have friends I can talk to, and when I talk to them, their first response is, okay, let's pray, or let's do something fun, let's get our mind off. Their first response is not, okay, are you sure? Are you really sure about the decision? So that really helped
drawing you back. They were helping you stay strong.
And then now I'm in a relationship now, but the person I'm with also has the same values. So it's not something where somebody else is trying to convince me, let's do this and that. So it's a thing where both of us understand why we are doing this.
Amazing.
So, because the thing, I've had a lot of people send me messages that, and I'm like, they tell me you have a boyfriend that I'm like, why are you dating somebody? Why you being with somebody that still wants to have sex? Because it's almost impossible. Because you care about this person. This person will manipulate you. This person knows what you like. This person will manipulate you until you give in. So the thing where you need to, surround yourself with people that have the same values. You need to focus on the word and not be sin conscious. You need a church that teaches you the right thing, honestly, because there are some churches that will not really focus on this. And one other reason why the church helped me was because it also introduced me to other people out of my community that were like me. And then all the seminars and all the conferences that were focused on marriage and relationships and all the explanations, like everything really helped. And and the partner part is very important, because you end up dating somebody before marriage. You don't just show up and okay, you're my husband, and then married. You date this person, so it's important that the person you're dating has the same values, because if the person doesn't have the same values, it won't work. It won't work. So just, I don't know, for everybody, I think it's important that you just have your standard of truth, and it's the word of God. It's not just what the world's telling you. Because people will tell you things like, oh, you should explore your own body, you know what your body wants, and all that. My dear,
after you explore and everything,
what happens? So it doesn't, because even people say things like, oh, you should masturbate instead of just being, but it's the same thing, because celibacy is about the purity of the mind.
Yeah.
Because if you're
not just the body,
you're not thinking of yourself. You're probably objectifying someone else in your mind, someone
So at the end of
God's
the day,
child in your mind.
the purity is lost.
So yeah, the purity is lost. So, and it's a thing where you're not even disciplined enough to, hold yourself down and all that. And it's hard. Truth is very hard, especially for people that were very sexually active. It's very hard for them because, you've done this before. You've enjoyed the pleasures from it. So now you just stop like that. So it's actually hard. But the community part is so important. Having people around you with the same values is super important. Yeah.
Okay, so if I could just summarize I think it's what to summarize the things you've said. Most important thing is, number one, know your why. Why are you doing this? And it has to be tied to the word of God.
Yes.
Don't be sin conscious. Be focused on what you want to do. Number two, community. Friends that will hold you. Because I remember you said back then when you were in uni and you wanted to even talk to someone about it, everybody was like, we're doing it. But now you have friends who are like, you know what, you feel the pressure, let's take the pressure off you. Number three, good church. Because the word of God actually builds your spirit and then gives you strength against the temptation. Number four, which I think is very important, don't be with someone who doesn't want to be celibate with you.
You're walking backwards. That's true. You're walking backwards.
There's no forward. And then I think number five would be, what would be number five?
I can't remember what I said.
Let me just try to see. Number five would be, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, number five become. Let me see if I picked some. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah. Then celibacy is not just purity in the body, purity in the mind.
Purity in the mind.
So
all
you running other options, just to pleasure yourself, but not have a human being physically pleasuring you, is still the same thing, because you are not disciplined. You're still someone.
You're still focusing on the flesh. You're not trusting God. You're not doing it God's way. You're still focusing.
I think it's an interesting topic. I think celibacy is very important. It's underrated in this day and this time. Why? I don't know. Maybe because we are more westernized or something. But the honest truth is the standards of God's word still stands, and it's for our own good. When God says you should not have sex before marriage, you knew what he was saying.
Yeah, and speaking of our own good. Before then, you don't see your period. Oh, Jesus. You're really worried. What's going on?
Now you're
maybe that's a now imbalance, something's going on.
No headaches, no worries. I can understand.
Basically, let's take everything out of it. There's so much peace of mind. Because you're not, and then you're able to see relationships, you're not just there for because it's important that you have a connection with the person. So you're if you can connect with somebody even without it, then you're good to
your relationship is now focused. It's more purposeful. It's more meaningful. It's not just hey, I love you, Netflix, chill, sex, till we meet again. Now you talk about important things. You're getting better, like you said. You fight, you learn about this person, you're adjusting. So I think all in all, it makes you a better person. And I always like to say, when you get married, you're going to have the sex.
Exactly.
You almost kill yourself.
You get tired. That's because marriage is.
It's long. It's forever.
Long.
It's like forever.
Yeah.
If you are doing it right,
it's long. You get there.
I think for me that was one of the major things that even made me decide when I was in secondary school that I wasn't going to do this, and I wasn't going to try it with 100 people. I wasn't going to do 2 people. I wasn't going to do it 3 people. I was just going to do 1 person. One day somebody just stood up and said, "Listen, this thing that you people are running after, you will do it. Oh, you will do it. You'll be tired." It was an elderly woman, but she said it in a jocular manner. But I think that was what made me, it struck a chord in me, saying, why be in a hurry? And I think for me, it taught me self-discipline. Because now I'm married and now I'm doing other big things in my life, and it helps me. I was able to hold on till I met the right person, till we did it the right way. Now in other things in my life where I have to delay my gratification, or I need to do this project, but I want this, it's easier for me to be disciplined because it's something I've practiced right from when I was younger till now. So the discipline part is, being celibate doesn't just help you physically, it helps your mind, it helps you stronger in your decisions. It helps you see yourself in the light of, I can do things, I can handle this, Your self-esteem rises.
That's one thing I'm very proud of, because I didn't think it was going to possibly be me. But so
Honestly.
And if you're watching this
Yeah.
and you need physical tips, like what to do. So
Yeah.
for me, it's a thing where, like, whenever I get urge or anything, I just take a walk, take a shower. Water, trust me, water kills everything.
All right.
I just take a shower or something. I try not to focus on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just start to pray. I start to sing. I start to worship. I start to study. I just do something. The key is in doing, because the moment you let your mind stay idle
And
thinking
wander
about
off.
it,
Oh
nah,
gosh.
you
So
just
now
do
later you just
something.
find yourself
Yeah.
inside.
So just do something, things you like, things that are interesting. And then it's also important that you tailor your social media. I'm saying this because social media. A lot of us spend time on social media. So I try not to
unnecessarily
follow
influence yourself
accounts
with-
that have sexual content.
Yes.
Even all these sexual jokes now going around. I try not to follow people that do that. Even on Twitter especially, I mute, block,
Anyhow.
follow. Like once I just see, you're gone. So I don't get.
You want to keep it out of your space.
Yeah, because if you don't see these things, sometimes it helps you. You don't think about them, because the way social media works, you're just consuming so much content, and you think you can't remember them.
It's a
but
lie.
it's in your head. And
Honestly.
it will come up when it needs to come up. That's the truth.
Recently I told a group of friends that listen, everything that comes in forms you, and that's why it's called information. Whatever you let come in, it literally forms you. Sometimes you think it's not, but like literally, like I think 2 weeks ago, I literally unfollowed like 100 people. That listen, I don't even want. Don't make me angry. Don't make me sing. And I wake up now and on my Instagram, I don't really do so much of Facebook, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because I've cleared my space and I'm allowing what I want, except those sponsored ads once in a while.
Yeah.
But those ones are usually things to buy.
Yeah, things to buy.
Alright, so it's been interesting, like I said. She shared her story. I think she's very brave. It's very, very brave to share your story. A lot of people won't share your story, so thank you. Shared such stories.
You're welcome.
But thank you very much. Alright, I hope you learned something. Share this with your friends. Send it to someone. Alright, talk to you later. Till we see you again. Peace out.